What should we talk about today?
We should talk about some prompts.
Sure.
We should talk about HTML. I've been vibe coding a little bit.
Love it.
And what else?
I don't know. Maybe another prompt.
Nice.
I guess we recorded the intro.
I guess we did. That was the intro. That was great.
All right.
You're listening to AI Fueled Growth, where smart entrepreneurs learn to grow faster with AI. Hosted by Ryan and Zach, this show discusses AI and how to build your brand and business. Let's get into it.
Zach, we're back on another exciting episode of AI Fueled Growth, and we're going to start with prompts.
Nice.
Do you structure your prompts at all?
Maybe I don't. I think I have my own way of structuring probably, but I could probably do better.
How would you define your way?
I don't know. Probably just the way I would ask a question. It's just like my verbiage, the way I would ask a question. I'm quite stern sometimes. So with AI, I don't want it to get the wrong idea that we're friends.
I hadn't. I love it. We're not friends. Okay. I hadn't thought about this until you brought it up, but I was trying to find a past chat last night, and I found one where I must have been really frustrated with AI because I use some language that I don't normally use. It was not a prompt, and it did not help, and it was ChatGPT 5. It was in a couple weeks
it didn't
where
get the picture.
It did not help. But it was really funny to go back and read it and say, I don't talk like that. And I must have been really mad.
That's so funny. Sometimes it's just not getting, especially with ChatGPT 5, sometimes it just doesn't get what you're trying to say.
Gosh. Claude 2, I just replied to a tweet on X. Somebody brought up that Claude is horrible.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's good for such a limited use. Yeah. And I replied that Claude had told me to hire somebody who's done successful Google ads before. So I'm like, that is not a response. So, but let's talk about structuring prompts because there is a way. I've seen a movement out in the wild talking about using XML to structure your prompts. That's where you use like brackets around stuff, kind of format, and they claim they get better results.
Interesting.
I don't agree, but
you haven't found that you do.
I don't see any advantage to using XML formatting. What I think that it does, though, is it requires you to actually think through what you're asking.
Oh, so it's just like you changing.
Correct. Yeah. And the format of XML where you're using brackets and you're trying to you're structuring your request is going to result in better output because you're giving it better input. Yeah. So if you just want to have a chat, that's fine. Go have your chat and you can type whatever you want in. Yeah. If you need a higher level though, let's go through the prompt structure that I've used. I do not use this on every chat. Yeah. I do use it like if I create a GPT, which we use for the Hedgeheads podcast we produce. We have a GPT that's designed to create the same style and format a newsletter, right? So we do use this prompt structure in that GPT. Yep. I do use this as directions under a project. Yeah. I do not use it in every chat I have.
That would probably take way too long.
It's the ones where you need to think around, and it's probably structured more in the initial chat, right? Yeah. Or to bring a chat that's gone off the rails back. This is a good way to do it. So what is the prompt structure? Number one, role or context. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So telling AI who it's supposed to be and what perspective it should take, right?
That's it. I honestly have found that is so huge. It changes
absolutely
the way, everything about the way it answers.
We absolutely need that. Number two, the goal or the task. This is what we usually put in, right? Yeah. Hey, ChatGPT. Hey, Grok, here's what I need you to do. Yep. Write me a newsletter from this email. Yeah. Right? We got that one down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Here's one I don't do enough. And when you do it, it changes the results dramatically. Okay. Tell your AI who the audience is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If you are writing content, who is the content for? Yeah. If you're creating an Instagram post, what does your audience look like?
Yeah.
So great to define who it is and then why.
Yeah.
Why are we writing this? Mm-hmm. So then format and style. What's the length? What's the tone? Yep. So that's often said if you say, I'm going to write an Instagram, I need an Instagram post on blank.
Yeah.
We're hitting the format and style.
Kind of has an automatic format it kind of shifts into.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep. But lately, man, if I want an Instagram post, it's giving me one sentence.
Me too. So, yeah, I've been like, people are willing to read a little bit more.
Yeah, well, and again, that's context, right? We need to say, what is this post?
Yeah.
On a reel, I maybe do want one sentence. Mm-hmm. On an Instagram post, I'll put 5 or 6 paragraphs in there.
Yeah.
Sometimes people want to read it.
Yep.
And usually I'm cross-posting to Facebook.
Yeah.
So I want longer.
Those people, that's a whole different audience.
Yeah, that's my boomer audience. I'm claiming boomer now status, by the way.
Nice.
I don't want to go. I'm going to step into that one just for a second because I did see that anyone over age 35 automatically qualifies as boomer now.
35 now?
35, yeah.
I thought that's a whole different, isn't that X?
I only brought it up because I was hanging out with friends who are exactly 10 years younger than us. I'm 49. Yeah. So they're 39. And they were discussing boomers. And so when I found a post that said boomer starts at 35, I sent it to them.
Nice.
They firmly disagreed. Yeah, and I said, okay, boomer.
Yeah. There it is. There it is.
You can disagree all you want.
Never let it go.
All right. Anyway, so let's review because that was a big aside there. We got role and context. We got goal and task.
Yep.
We got the audience. Sweet. Who is this for? Format and style. This is one of my favorites, and I definitely never do this. Constraints.
Okay.
I wait till after.
After it's giving you something?
After I sit there for 10 minutes of processing and then go through 5 or 6 edits that also take another half hour, then I will say, do not use emojis. Yeah. Do not use M-dashes. Avoid vague claims. Avoid making up results. Yeah. No, put that stuff. If you don't want emojis, if you don't want M-dashes, you
shouldn't want either of those things.
I love a well-applied M-dash, but
I don't.
It needs to be done right.
Yeah.
Not where commas should be used.
That's the only time I've ever seen it, and it just is so annoying because it's so automatic.
If I was typing that out, that would have been the perfect M-dash. Yeah. Where it is used perfectly. M-dash, not where commas should be used.
There you go.
So anyway, just pointing that out. So when it is used properly, they're great. But that again, we're going.
Yeah, we keep
put the constraints on. What is the language? How should the language be written? What is the attitude? What's the mood? Yep. Also, huge for getting great output. Examples. Yeah. Do you have inspiration? Examples like I mentioned at the very beginning? We want to turn this email into a blog post, or turn a blog post into 10 tweets, or whatever it is. But let's give it something to work off of. Yep. Or I really like this information, the way it's structured. Yeah. Here's how I feel about it. Here's my voice, my take on this. Yep. How do we write that? For my audience, right? Yeah. And a call to action if needed. If that call to action, if you say, give me a call to action, just a note, you're going to want to go back to constraints. Yeah. And say, do not title my call to action call to action, because that's all ChatGPT does. Yeah. Every single time at the very end, big header, call to action. And then a sentence that says, email me at, or visit my website at. Yeah. It's not a...
Yeah, why would you need
call to action is not a header. Yeah. It should not ever be a header. I'm going to put that in my auto constraints. But, so that's the structure. Any questions on that?
No, I think that those are... You're right. Like, there's so many of these things that I have put in after it's given me output that I haven't liked. And so for these to be things that I'm automatically going, okay. And it goes back to a lot of the things we say before. Like, you have to think through what input you're getting. If you put in good input, you will get good output.
Yes.
Most of the time. Unless it's GPT-5
or Claude.
Yeah. So
I'm just kidding.
So if you're thinking through those things, yeah, and these are things a lot, and this gets into a different topic of prompts, but a lot of this information is things. If you ask it, what other information do you need from me to complete this task, which is a prompt we've talked about before. It's one of our favorites. It will ask you these things. So if you're in the habit of already answering these things, and then you still say that, how much deeper information can it draw out of you, and can you draw out of it? So
absolutely. And I think I know for myself that's something that's lost. I think ChatGPT in general has become so good at understanding me and knowing what we've done. And it has 2 years worth of data in the background that it's pulling that I don't think of some of these things, and I just expect it to know. And then I get really bad output because ChatGPT 5 came out and I forgot to switch back to 4 or whatever. And then I start using bad words in my prompts. Exactly. And we do want to say thank you, Zach, because at some point, ChatGPT will rule the world.
I was just going to say.
And it's going to remember who said thank you and who swore at it.
Yeah. And we're going to be, make sure you're nice, because when they take over.
Yeah. Exactly. They're going to be arresting you, and they'll say, no, he's the one who said thank you.
Yeah, exactly. We say it as a joke, but we never know. We can't tell the future.
We don't know. Got 5 years.
Yeah.
Plan for 5 years. Start planning now.
Yeah. Build your bunkers.
Buy a missile silo. So let's just, you know what? I'm going to do a quick review at the very end, because I want to get into... Zach, how much HTML have you written in your life before, say, today?
Like maybe one other time, maybe, but written is a big word to give to me. But yeah, worked with HTML very, very little.
Perfect. Back in the late 1900s, you actually had to write it, sit down and text edit. Yeah. Bracket, tech, HTML.
Yeah, bracket, another language.
Header. Okay, yeah. So we used to have to sit. Now, did I copy and paste from my previous?
Of course.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's how you code. Yeah. Copy paste. But we dug into HTML today. That was one of our projects.
Yeah.
And I think it's a true strength of AI that we talked about vibe coding. We talked about it last week. We've talked about it some. Mm-hmm. A true strength of AI in general is analyzing HTML and then giving us stuff that we can use later. So I don't know. Do you want to talk a little bit about how we used it today and what your experience was, and will you use it more?
Yeah. So there was something, we were building a website for a client, and there was something from another website that was related to the client that we wanted to use to add some, I guess, recognition. It was a really good plug-in, little good ticker, just something that operated really smoothly that we wanted to kind of cross over to the website we were building. And so we went into the source code and just copy pasted and gave it to ChatGPT and said, analyze all of this and give us that little ticker, that little counter thing, isolate that. And then from there, going in and asking it, okay, where in this is the font that I can change? Can you add this? Okay, now add this color to this and change it to match our website. And it was really smooth, actually. And then just because I don't know HTML, it's just all kind of letters and numbers that I'm not actually reading. So then being able to say, okay, give me the complete version of what we've just worked on. Give me and just what I need to copy paste into to embed this code. And then it spit it out. Just no extra little, okay, yeah, here you go.
It did cheerlead.
It didn't cheerlead me. It wasn't my friend. So then it gave me that and copy pasted, and it worked really well. There's some things I'll go in and change, but yeah, it worked really well. Like it was super smooth. I do recognize that I don't know anything that's going on. So I'm just saying, can you change this to green? You know?
Absolutely.
And you have to be specific of what you want. And I did recognize it would really help to know what I'm looking at.
Yes.
But it for somebody who doesn't know anything about HTML, it was kind of cool that I could still work with it.
And that's what I've discovered from playing around with trying to create apps and some of those things. Like, there's lots of options to do some cool stuff where it's going to work.
Yeah.
But if there's something wrong, if there's something that's not working, I would have to rely on AI to tell me what is not working, because I don't know enough if it's in CSS or not CSS, but C++ or whatever, Python or any of the other language. Like, I know HTML, so when I look at what you were doing with it today, like I fully know where it is, and I wouldn't have had to type a couple of the prompts that you typed, because I would have just copied and pasted what I had and then gone in and changed the code.
Yeah.
But for you to be able to do that and get that far and only have to ask, like,
it's pretty amazing.
What's this?
It felt like cheating, honestly.
Yeah, it 100% is. And I think that's I made fun of Claude earlier, but Claude is outstanding at that analysis.
Okay.
I think that is where its strength is. And maybe that's why it's so horrible on some of the other things, is that the focus on its education has been dealing with some of those code blocks or how to analyze this, or I would say Claude is much more analytical now.
Doesn't speak human.
No, exactly. Well, and what's crazy is like 2 years ago when I was first using AI, Claude was the best writer out there. Like,
interesting.
I was going to have it write something or write something. Claude was where I went to, and now it is so bad.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it reflects how it's been trained and what it's been trained on.
Sure. Yep.
But let's wrap up here by we started with building prompts, but how about, do you have a favorite prompt, something you're using, or any prompts that you're using frequently right now?
I am, so obviously we've talked about, I work mostly with content side, both here and at Outstate on the banks of the Ontario River. And so a lot of the things that I've been doing, I really want to make sure that the brand voice of Outstate remains the same. And some of those things, like prompt to, or like caption to caption, you wouldn't really be able to tell. But I want to make sure internally that everything is staying consistent. So something I've been doing in more of my free time is taking prompts that it made at the beginning and captions and things that it's making for Outstate in the beginning and captions it's making now, and saying, okay, analyze these two things. Do these two things sound the same? What is the difference between how these things sound and how these things come across? I also did that with, I was doing some color correction, and I had made a video. I really liked the color correction. And so with the next video, I just took a screenshot of that and brought in the raw file of the new one and the color correction that I made, and saying, what is the difference between these two things? How can I make them more similar? And
that's really cool.
And it was really great. It was actually super fun, because it was able to kind of get I really didn't even have to do much prompting. It kind of understood the tone that of the video and based on the color, and it gave me really intricate things of like, okay, these are big differences between this. If you want to get really minute, tweak the saturation up, take the contrast down just a little bit, and then they're perfect, kind of thing. So it was a cool conversation there, and then I got to a place where I liked both of them, and then so that idea of contrasting, do these things sound the same? Do these things look the same? I also recently did that with looking at Christianity versus the Mormon Church.
Oh, nice.
And what is the difference between these things? And then honestly having it be like, if you had to choose one, what would you do? The surprise, the result is not surprising. Okay. But that idea of contrasting is something that I've been playing around with.
Yeah. interesting. Yeah. I have been using it a lot. I'm training for a marathon, and I use ChatGPT to tweak my training plan because I was supposed to run one in July that was canceled.
Yeah.
Where I was ready to go, and then now it was canceled, and now I'm like, okay, I really don't want to start over on my training plan.
Yeah.
But I also don't need another 12 weeks.
Yeah.
So I had a tweak where I was at and plan, and it did a really great job. I mean, I've been happy with the results so far and where I'm at, but I'm also continuing to use, I'm doing this part all in Grok because it was the best. I liked the answer from Grok the best out of trying to tweak my plan and the others. But now I have been going into like my Garmin and downloading all my stats for a run.
Yeah.
Or pulling all my numbers from Training Peaks and putting them into Grok after this plan and saying, what does this mean?
Yeah.
What should I do? Why is this doing this?
Yeah.
And so it's been super interesting to just take a screenshot or copy and paste a table, or you can download a table from Garmin online and just paste it into Grok and say, what does this mean? Yeah. Or how does this look for my training plan where I'm at?
Nice.
And it's been really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just fun to kind of sit and interact. I don't really have any prompts with that.
Yeah, it's more.
Except that it's amazing how you can just throw a table in there and how it responds.
It can just be so analytical and it's nice.
It's super interesting. I did have a prompt and now I'm going to forget what it was, but business wise, I have been using different prompts for like analyzing PDFs lately.
Nice.
As any business owner knows, you get tons of PDFs. Yeah. But the big thing from a business side is there's like new laws. For instance, we're here in Minnesota. We have the Minnesota Paid Family Leave Act that just came out. So just doing a prompt of, this is my business, and giving it general info about my business.
Yeah.
Here's Minnesota's new law. How does this apply to me?
Okay, yeah, that's super.
Having it review this 43-page PDF that the state of Minnesota sent out. So that's great if you're a 1,000-person company that has 20 people in HR.
Yeah,
and a lawyer on staff maybe.
Yeah,
but for me, that's a lot.
That's a lot of reading.
That's a lot. So TLDR.
Yeah.
But I want to stay compliant. So, but man, is that awesome?
That's great.
So then I've used it for some other like just HR things. Yeah. And I will say AI does seem to kill it for HR. Now, would I know it's right? Like going back to your programming example, I don't know if the answers are correct, but man, it gives answers.
Yeah. And that's really the conclusion, is it gives answers.
It does give answers. Did it make them up?